The Ring of Honor promo just got revealed and it looks absolutely ridiculous, so in today's video, I'm going to be going through and reviewing some important details about the promo, as well as ranking my top 5 gold 99s. Now, Solstice family, and welcome back to another Madden 23 video. Hope you watching this are having a wonderful start to your day, and without further ado, let's get started by talking about some specific details about the program. Now, before we actually talk about these players and showcase my top 5, let's talk about how we can get these players. Will there be sets? Will there be rerolls? Will there be packs? Let's go over all of it. Now, the first confirmed way we can get these cards in this game is through this set you guys see on the screen, the 99 overall Ring of Honor champion set. And the way this set works is very similar to content we've seen in the past. For putting in some 98 overall cards, you get a 99, and then back in return, you get the 98s as BND. And then, of course, to acquire the 98s, there are sets. To acquire the 96s, there are sets. And the thing that I want to direct your guys' attention to is the free agency promo, because the way that those sets work are very, very similar, actually identical to the way these sets are going to work. So yeah, as you guys can see right here, for this Reggie White, you got to put in some 98s. When you do so, you get the 98s back in return. That set is identical to the one you guys are going to see for Deion Sanders, Lawrence Taylor, Tony Gonzalez. It is the exact same formula. And then in terms of how you get the 98s in this free agency program, you got to put in 4 96s. That is going to be the exact same formula for the content we're about to see coming tomorrow. And then again, to get the 96s, the sets are the exact same. The requirements are identical as the free agency program. So that kind of means that we can maybe make some predictions about price. We can kind of assume that the price of these 99s should be similar to Reggie White. We can assume that the price of the 98s should be similar to the Lamar Jackson, the Jamel Dean, and the Jordan Poyer. And as we take a look at those numbers right here, the one that you guys are probably most curious about is the price of the gold 99s. Let's take a look at the free agency program and take a look at Reggie White's price. And as we do so, I also just want to mention that we have yet to hear whether or not there will be a reroll in this game, but I would expect that there probably should be one. And whenever there's a reroll in this game for some specific content, that usually means that prices aren't going to be super inflated. They should be relatively normal, and they should be similar to the cost of this Reggie White, which as we scroll down right here, we're not going to be seeing any of. Okay, my bad. Okay, so here we go. Now that we put in Reggie White, you guys will see that this card is selling for about 740k. I would assume that the 99s tomorrow, since they're more wanted than this player, they will be more expensive, but I don't think they're going to be over 1 million coins. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they're around 850, 800, 900k. Somewhere in that price range would be what I'd expect. So now that we know how to get these 99s, let's talk about which ones are the best, which is the title of this video. Which ones should you guys be looking to pick up? Let's talk about it, fellas. There are 5 99s we'll go over: Randy Moss, Deion Sanders, Tony Gonzalez, Lawrence Taylor, as well as Barry Sanders. Let's start with number 5 and we'll move our way up. Now, batting 5th, I had to throw in that baseball reference right there because I went to the baseball game yesterday. Super sick. I'll put up a photo on the screen right here. Too bad USA didn't win, but honestly, that was one of the coolest sporting events I've been to. Like I was saying, at the 5 hole, we got Tony Gonzalez right here. I had to put someone at 5. I couldn't put no one at 5. Someone had to be number 5. This card's great, but I think he's the worst of the 5 options. Want to open up packs with better odds than EA Sports gives you? Well, check out mudpacks.com to open up packs, win coins, and withdraw them directly to your account. And of course, use code SWIFT as you're checking out the site for 15% off. Now, let me explain why. As we take a look at these stats, 96 speed, really good, but there are faster tight ends in this game. When we look at the other players in this program, most of them are the best at their position by a mile. Can you say Tony Gonzalez is the best? I think you can, but is there an argument that maybe like David Njoku with 97 speed could be a little bit better? I think you could maybe make that argument. Now, of course, the other stats are going to be amazing. Tony Gonzalez absolutely vacuums in footballs when they're anywhere close to his hands. 99 catching, 99 catch in traffic, 98 spec catch. Route running is insane. Run blocking is ridiculous. This card is really good. He also gets red zone threat built in for 0 AP, but like I said, someone had to be in the 5 position. I'm going to give Tony Gonzalez that ranking. He's a good card, but he's the 5th best in my opinion. Okay, now next up, I'm going to throw Barry Sanders in the 4 spot. The stats are really good. Don't get me wrong. Let me talk about the 2 things I don't love about the player in just a second. Firstly, let's look at the stats though. 98 speed, which can easily be boosted to a 99 by getting that +1 speed strategy card. That's simple. I'm assuming a lot of you guys have that. If you don't have that on your team, you're probably not subbed to my channel, so hit that sub button down below for more Madden tips and tricks. I think that was a kind of smooth little transition right there. Like I was saying though, 99 excel, 98 agility, carrying is nice, break tackle is nice, change of direction at a 99 is awesome, and the catch is an 88. But like I said, there's 2 reasons why I don't love this player. First one is going to be he's a little bit shorter and more of an elusive running back. I feel like in Madden 23, having a running back that can truck, having a running back that can stiff arm is more valuable than jukes and spins. Just with the way the game works this year, it's tough to fake out defenders when you're juking, when you're spinning. I just feel like it doesn't doesn't happen all that often. Oh yeah, and also Barry Sanders is a little bit lighter, a little bit smaller. I feel like I'm usually using my running back when I'm like at the 5-yard line or the 10-yard line. I can usually pass the ball as I'm moving down the field, but once you get into the red zone, I feel like that's when running the football is more important, and Barry Sanders isn't really that good in the red zone. Then additionally, and this really isn't at the fault of Barry Sanders, but just looking at other running backs in this game, like Quadfather, Derrick Henry, Gus Edwards, they all have those built-in X factors, which mean they're going to be breaking tackles almost every single time. And although this card is awesome stats-wise, he doesn't have one of those X factors, so for that reason, he's number 4. Then at the number 3 spot, we got Lawrence Taylor. Again, a very, very similar reason to Barry Sanders as to why he's not higher on this list. The stats are awesome. They're ridiculous. 95 speed, 98 excel, block shed 99, power move 99, finesse move 98. That's insane. But again, looking at a card like Milkman, looking at a card like the Maniac, who get those built-in X factors and allow them to pass rush just better than this card, that kind of moves this player down on my rankings. If that wasn't the case and there weren't those built-in X factors on the AKA cards, this card would probably be higher on the list. But just looking at other players in the market, I feel like that's why we got to give this card a lower grade. We're putting him at 3, which is still good, don't get me wrong, but just a little bit lower than he maybe should be because of the fact that other cards get those built-in X factors. Okay, now let's get into the big boys. Let's get into the top 2. In my opinion, these are the consensus top 2 players. Let me explain why. Firstly, we got Randy Moss himself, fellas. He gets 98 speed, which can be boosted to a 99. Again, if you don't know how to do that, you're not subbed to the channel, hit that sub button down below. Otherwise, catching, traffic, route running, it's basically 98s or 99s across the board. This card is ridiculous. Every single stat is basically a 99. Let's look at the abilities though. And in terms of abilities, this card does not disappoint. You can run deep out elite, route tech, and short in elite for 1 AP. Or if you want to, you can run deep out elite, route tech, short in elite, and short out elite for 2 AP. Those are by far the best wide receiver abilities in this game. You can get all of them for 2 AP. That is crazy. Or if you wanted to, you could run route tech, deep out, and short out for 1 AP. Basically, any type of combination you want with those abilities can be achieved for either 1 AP or 2 AP. It is insane. And then finally, at the number 1 spot, it's Deion Sanders, man. 99 speed and some incredible other stats across the board. Just like Randy Moss, it's basically 99s everywhere, so we gotta look at the abilities. And the abilities absolutely do not disappoint. As you guys can see, he is built in with Pick Artist for 0 AP. As we take a look at the other abilities, you can get deep out zone KO, you can get flat zone KO, you can get mid zone KO, or if you want to, he also gets discounted deep route KO, medium route KO, and short route KO. So whether you run man coverage or you run zone coverage, this card is going to get discounted abilities for whatever way you want to use him. I believe he also gets tip drill for 0. I believe he also has acrobat for 0. So literally every quarterback ability in this game. If you want to run man, if you want to run zone, if you want to just run like deep out zone KO, pick artist, as well as acrobat, you can do that for 1 AP. The abilities on this card are ridiculous. It's kind of a toss up as to Randy or Deion at number 1. Both are great. I'm going to be looking to hopefully pick up both of these if they're not like crazy expensive. And yeah, that's going to do it for me. Let me know in the comment section where I potentially screwed up with this rankings. Would you change anything? As well, if you don't know how to get that +1 speed boost like I was talking about earlier in this video, click this video you see on the screen. By watching this, I'll show you exactly how to get 99 speed. And if you've seen that and you're not yet subbed to my channel, you enjoy my content, whether it was this video or any other thing you've seen on the channel, scroll down and hit that red sub button before you click off this. And until next time, I'm out. Peace. Love y'all, boys.